Hey everyone, before you watch this video, I want to know out there that if anyone is interested in doing a collab with me, I would be really down to do that. I think it's time for me to be a little bit more aggressive on getting myself out there, and I think it can benefit whoever wants to do a collab with me as well. So please, if any of you want to do one and you know how, whatever, hit me up. I'm more likely to do this over the weekend and post those on Monday. That's when I'm a little bit more free to do those. But yeah, like if you want to talk about anything Dolphin related or just something about the NFL in general, let me know. I'd actually really be interested to do a collab with just anybody. So yeah, if you're interested, let me know in the comments below. I'll probably keep bringing this up in other episodes. But yeah, let me know if you guys are interested in doing a collab. I'd love to join you. But anyway, enjoy the video.
What's going on, fellow Dolphin fans, and welcome to my newest video. So yeah, it does unfortunately look like Xavien Howard is probably not going to finish his career, at least as a Dolphin, which is what I predicted. I don't know. I still kind of think if I had to sit here today and predict what happens to him this year, I still think he'll play for the Dolphins this year. But I do think this year is also going to end up being his last year. I kind of don't see why they can't just restructure Byron Jones' contract personally, but whatever. But if this trade is going to happen, I thought maybe it would be a good time to go over some possible trade scenarios that could benefit us as well as other teams. So what is a reasonable asking price for Xavien Howard? I think it would be a first-round pick and some change, or a star player and some change. I don't want to trade Xavien Howard for nothing, so at least give us a first-round pick or a star player, and then probably maybe next year's second or third round pick along with it. I think that's mostly reasonable. He's obviously one of the better corners in the league, maybe the best corner in the league. We need something out of him, so at least give us either a first rounder or a star player that could really benefit this team. That's what I think would be reasonable for us, but without further ado, let's get into it here. So I have 4 teams on this list, and there is a 5th team that is not going to be in this video. I think I might do it for the next video because I have a potential trade that no one's talking about that I think actually is my personal opinion on if we're going to trade Howard, this is what I would do. However, the interesting part is that I don't think it would happen this year. I think it's a trade that could happen by next year or maybe even the year after that. But that's why I think it should be a separate video. But anyway, so if it happens this year, here is what I think the 4 teams that would make the most sense here. So the first team on here is going to be the Dallas Cowboys. They seem to get brought up a lot. Dallas, it seemed kind of destined that they were going to go for a corner in the draft, but the top 2 corners somehow were taken right before them. So they just took Micah Parsons instead. I might not have said the right player. Whatever the linebacker was. It was Micah something. I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah, they're still desperately in need of a corner. And the Cowboys get brought up quite a bit. So would this happen? Sure. We'll kind of get into the likeliness of this trade in just a second. But what could Dallas trade to Miami that would seem pretty reasonable? I would say 2 things. They would need to trade either Tony Pollard and some change, or a first rounder and maybe some more change. And then obviously the Dolphins trade Howard. I think that would be reasonable. Miami really needs a running back. Pollard could really help out. I don't think they trade Zeke. But yeah, that could help out. Likeliness, I don't think so. I don't think this happens. I think after paying Dak Prescott, the Cowboys are kind of in some, I don't know what you want to call it, cap hell, I guess you could say. Dak's not a bad quarterback. We'll see if that's the right decision, but I think it does hinder them a little bit, and it kind of keeps them from paying some of these important players like Howard. So it could happen. They do really desperately need some help on defense. Yeah, we'll just kind of see what happens there. I would say probably doesn't happen, but that would certainly be a big trade. Another one that's brought up are the Arizona Cardinals. They obviously need a corner. If they could boost their defense, they really could be a Super Bowl team. So really, I would say if they can trade us a first round pick and a second round pick, that would be reasonable for us to trade Xavien Howard. What's the likeliness of that trade? I'd say of all these teams, it's the most likely. The Cardinals seem to be really good at this free agency thing. That just kind of seems like a team he would, of course, go to. And it would definitely get the Cardinals as a Super Bowl contender. And as for the Dolphins, well, you at least get some good draft picks to be able to do whatever you want in the future. So I don't think that would be a bad trade. I'd say it's also the most likely. One that really interests me are the New Orleans Saints. If they could give us, again, a first round and a second round pick, or they could give us Alvin Kamara and some change, and then the Dolphins trade Howard. Obviously, Saints need a little more help on defense. They maybe need to boost up that secondary so it could help them, and we need a running back. And this isn't just any running back, this is Alvin Kamara. He is probably the second most valuable running back under Christian McCaffrey. And I think this would, seriously, dramatically boost the offense of the Dolphins. What's the likeliness of this? I would say 50-50. Saints haven't paid Kamara yet. And they, again, are in cap hell. So there's a chance that maybe Kamara just doesn't work out for them. That's why I brought this up. However, Kamara is a very, very valuable asset for the Saints. And it's kind of hard to imagine they actually let him go. I think they need to find some way to keep him if I was the Saints. And they also kind of seem to just keep paying these players despite what their cap room is. So we'll see. But yeah, that one would be interesting. I actually would be pretty excited if that happened, to be honest, because I think that defense could still be good and it dramatically boosts the offense. So I actually would be pretty happy with this trade, but we'll see. And then the last team I'm going to bring up here is a pretty interesting one. I saw the Cleveland Browns. They're like the Cardinals. If you gave them Xavien Howard, they're probably a Super Bowl team. But what would it take? They would maybe need to trade Greedy Williams and some change, and then we give them Howard. Likeliness, I would just say it's maybe like a dark horse candidate. Probably not going to happen, but I don't know. Browns are pretty sneaky about this whole thing, so I guess this is just something to keep your eye on. But yeah, that's going to kind of do it for the most likely scenarios. But I do have one I'm probably going to do for my next video that really intrigues me. And I hope you guys would be interested too. Now, some of it might be controversial, but that's why it's fun. So yeah, anyway, tune in for that and let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think he even gets traded, or do you think he works out in Miami? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And until next time, fins up.